Hey guys, what's up? It's Crud9 here with my ORCUST Synchro deck profile. Wanted to show you guys a little deck I was tinkering with the last couple of days. Had a friend of mine also come up with some ideas for the deck, and this is what we kind of came up with what ORCUST can more or less do in the current formats. So we're going to go ahead and go right into the deck profile, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure to watch my how to side in the current format with board wipes video. I did a lot of work on that one. Hope you guys do enjoy that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. There will also be a combo video coming out for some simple combos for the deck, so I hope you guys go ahead and watch that soon. So we are playing 3 Girisu, the Orcas Mech Knight. The whole purpose is that he's going to Foolish Barrel out your Orcas cards or your World Legacy cards. He can go ahead and summon a tuner that's level 1 and a dark on the field if Mech Knight, I guess Orcas is the only one you have on the field. And on top of that, if you have 2 cards or more in the column, he becomes a tuner, so he has a lot of versatility for what he can do. And he will be your staple card in the deck. So let's go ahead and continue, and we are playing the card that's likely to get banned very soon, Jet Synchron. Now, just because it's going to get banned doesn't mean it's end all be all. There are alternatives to this card that if it does get hit or it goes to 1 or anything, I will go ahead and make an updated video on that. For now, because he's still in the game, he's not yet banned, we don't know if he will be 100%, he's still fine to leave. Again, if this does change, I will go ahead and update this deck accordingly. So moving on from there. Oh, I guess I should explain what he does, right? So the whole point of this card is that it's really strong with the current format because it does a lot of synchro plays. So he is a 1-card Nita Fiber, so you're able to summon him normally, or special summon him however you may, link him into a Link Karibo, then discard any card from your hand and bring him back from the graveyard. Then you link it away into Halifibrax, Neil Fiber, whichever one you prefer to call it, and Jet Synchron will get banished after that, which is perfectly fine. So that's the whole purpose of why this card's actually really broken and really insane. We are playing 2 Scrap Recyclers, again, for the normal summon to mill effect. We don't want to rely on a couple normal summons like Girisu alone, so we're playing Scrap Recyclers, because again, it's any machine for him. So you can even send out the Jet Synchron and continue your plays from there. We are playing the 1 Armageddon Knight and the 1 Dark Grepher. The whole purpose of this is, again, you're trying to get out your cards as fast as possible. This deck really relies on the graveyard, and Dark Grepher just has really cool interaction where you're able to discard a level, I believe it's 5 or higher, yeah, 5 or higher Dark Monster, then discard another Dark Monster to Foolish Burial a monster. So off this card alone, you get a lot of benefits for, a dark-based deck. For the Orcas Monsters, we are playing 2 Nightmares, which are going to go ahead and Foolish Burial any dark machine from your deck. From there, we are playing 2 Symbol Skeletons. Again, whole purpose is to revive from your graveyard. And 1 Brass Bombard, because you might end up in a sticky situation where this is actually super beneficial. And if the game lasts past 1 turn, if your opponent doesn't scoop, or if you don't know TK if you're going second, he's really good to send to the graveyard because you're able to continue your plays, because you're going to be adding from the counter trap and some other cards in your deck to your hand, and special summoning on your opponent's turn from your hand can really benefit your board greatly. So that's all we're playing in terms of the ORCUST monsters. For the 1-ofs, we are playing the 1 World Legacy 1, which again banished to revive a Orcas monster in the banish zone. I know you might consider playing 2. I don't, merely for the fact that I don't want to have that many bricks in my deck. Honestly speaking, this deck is running quite a bit of bricks or just cards that don't do anything by themselves. So I want to minimize that. I know that there's the really cool interaction where if you have 1 in your hand and 1 goes to the graveyard, you can special summon it from your hand. But that's not enough for me to really play 2 at this time. So that's at 1 until further notice. I am playing the 1 Gizmek, banish it to special summon him, that's kind of it. Just an extender if anything. I am playing 1 Arborea, so I was testing this out and I actually really liked how this worked. Not only is she a tuner, so if in the worst case scenario your opponent DD Crows your Jet Synchron, whatever it may be, you can go ahead and get her through Rhoda, or if you hard draw her, and just summon it into the Link Karibo zone and link off into Halifibrax and continue your plays from there. So again, this is a great option just to play as a 1-of. I don't want to maximize on her because of all these other cards I'm playing, but if in the event that I do need to maximize her, she's there. We are playing 1 Mecha Phantom Beast O Lion. We know this card is going to be safe until, I would say, late July when we're getting the Battle Legend set, which has a reprint of this guy. Again, he's just an extender for Needle Fiber. This is what you're going to be summoning off Needle Fiber. You can play 2 if you want the security of it, but because I have some other options that I don't really worry about the tuner, I'm just keeping him here at 1. If I see him, I see him. If I draw him, that sucks, but whatever, I can still continue my plays. We are playing also the 1 Dragon Buster Destruction Sword for the Union Carrier lock. Again, this is also going to be safe for the reprint up until the end of July, I would say, because again, Battle of Legend, this is also confirmed for a super reprint. So again, really good card. When it's an equipped to a monster, you're able to make it so that your opponent cannot special summon from the extra deck. Really, really strong card. That's it for the monsters, not too many, nothing too special. The gear suits really added up a lot. Jet Synchron extended this deck to new heights, honestly speaking. So let's keep moving on. We are playing 3 orchestrated returns. I was debating on 2 and 3 in this variant. I think 3 would be fine because I do want to get a lot of my cards drawn, and I want to make sure I have some kind of Orcus in the graveyard. You can cut this down to 2. I think 3 is perfectly fine for the build I currently am playing. I'm also playing 3 Allure Darkness. Unfortunately, I need to draw cards, I need to see cards, and I want to make sure that my deck feels kind of like a smaller deck. So this is kind of what I'm doing right now. This might change, but again, you're still running a good amount of dark monsters, so this isn't that bad. Also the whole, like, I guess, like World 1 interaction, you banish something, you banish an Orcas monster, then bring it back through another means. There's ways to, like, make Allure work in this deck. So I am playing 3 tuning as well for the Jet Synchron. Great card because you're not only are you getting a search, you're also getting a mill. This deck wants to mill. You want things in the graveyard. So why not play a not once per turn a mill effect? So good. Because we're going for this combo deck, we are playing Call by the Grave. I want to make sure that my opponent doesn't Ash, Ogre, Veiler, the 40 other hand traps currently in the game, you know? So I need to maximize on this. If I was making a going second variant, which I'm not for now, I would play 2, but I think 3 is perfectly fine for the current situation of this deck. For the 1-ofs of the spells, we're playing 1 Babble. You only need 1 field card, you don't really need 2. If it's in your graveyard, you're able to recur it by discarding a card on your next main phase, but yeah. 1 Foolish Burial, just because everything is a graveyard deck, why would you not play a Foolish Burial? 1 for 1, you have Jet Synchron and you have Brass Bombard to summon off of this, so you have some variety. If you don't need a Jet Synchron, if you're able to normal summon him or get him out through different means, hey, make Brass Bombard, congrats, you have Galatea. We're playing 1 Monster Reborn because again, this deck is filled with extenders, and since everything wants to be in the graveyard, you can always reborn something from the graveyard. 1 Rhoda for the Dark Warriors or for Arborea, depending on my situation. For the weird options, I guess, 2 Infinite Impermanents. I wanted some kind of form of negate, but I didn't want to do hand traps. I feel like Impermanence kind of works all the way around, works almost all the time. So I'm playing 2. This could be whatever you want if you prefer something else. And 1 Orchestrated Return because counter trap. So that's a 40 card total. I don't know if I would want to put Upstart Goblin right now. I think this is perfectly fine with how it looks. So let's go ahead and go into the extra deck so I can explain a little bit about this deck and maybe show you guys the side deck. So for the Link ones, we are playing 1 Link Kariba, which is going to start off a lot of your combos. Like I said, Jet Synchron or even Brass Bombard, you make it into Link Kariba, then you would be able to just bring back the Jet Synchron, or you just activate you activate Brass Bombard, and do your Orcus plays. Again, it depends on your hand, it depends on your situation. You're not forced to do the Synchron plays, and you're not forced to do the Orcus plays. It just depends on how your hand looks, and optimally you'll do both. We are playing 1 Link Cross, because again, for the most part, Link Cross is a token generator, and that's really good in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So we got Link Cross for that. I am playing 1 Union Carrier as well, as I mentioned, for the Union Lock with the Buster Blader equipment card. Really good. Don't take this card for granted. It's scary, and you can actually equip Orcus cards if you really need to, if you're in a dire situation. 1 Halifabrax, which I'm still shocked we got in the game. I'm still shocked, honestly. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if on the next list, not the current list coming up in July, or June or whatever it may be, like the August September list, that this will get banned or limited to one, which doesn't really do too much. We're also playing one IP Masquerena. You can do some neat stuff with her. For the most part, you're going to be using her as a option with Union Carrier, which I will show you guys later. So these two alone can go into a Nightmare Unicorn. So in terms of link 2s for the Orcus, we are playing 2 Galateas. We don't need 3, 2 is fine. You want to make sure you're able to continue your plays going second. Sorry, on your second turn. Because again, you don't want to be in a situation where you only have one, they DD Crow it, they draw, they, I don't know, Call by the Grave it, and you're stuck with nothing. So you want to make sure you're playing 2. You can always go into it, it's not a big issue. 1 Longirisu. Longirisu is actually super dope because along with Dingirisu, you're going to be sending 2 monsters from your opponent's field to the graveyard. And for the most part, he's just unaffected when something's pointing to him by card effects, and he's really strong. 2500 in this game, especially with a Orcus Nightmare, not something to scoff at, honestly. That's it for the Orcus links. We're playing the 1 Unicorn as mentioned with the IP. Again, just a bounce, it's a dark target, that's kind of it. 1 access code talker. So this is actually super nuts for this deck because you don't really need Boral Sword. You have all this disruption, all this send effects. Why would you play Boral Sword to OTK when you can go ahead and send a dark monster, a light monster, and a water monster to the graveyard? You have 3 ways to send something from your opponent's field to the graveyard. So just banish these 3, send, attack, and attack with like your graveyard effects or Dingiris or whatever it may be. Super cool card, super good card. Really shocked I'm not seeing it as much as I would hope so, at least in ORCUST. For the Synchros, we're playing 1 Martial Metal Madness for the, I guess, Needle Fiber plays. 1 Herald of the Arclight for a really cheesy play that you do with Metal Madness. You make him a tuner by linking away this and a level 1, and then this becomes your level 4 option for Boral Load Savage Dragon for your Omni Negate. And then finally we're playing 2 Dingirisu, same thing, same reason for Galatea. You just want to make sure you have some kind of play following up, because the whole like Synchron play, the whole Needle Fiber play is just to make your board going first or second depending, and then you want to result with these somewhere down the line. And then let's just go over the side deck really quickly. Nothing too fancy because again this changes depending on the meta, how your locals is or what the format is, but I think generically speaking 3 Nibiru for combo decks, 2 Ash in case you're going second. You want to have some kind of variety, some options here. Same thing with this DD Crow. If you're going second and you know it, you want to go ahead and activate that. Dark Ruler No More for the combo decks, or even stun decks. Like people don't realize, like, hey, if you're playing stun and you have like 3 or 4 monsters that are just floodgates, I can just activate this and just pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. 2 Cosmic Cyclone for the back row decks. This can be substituted for MST or Twin Twister, but Cosmic is currently the best one in the format in my opinion. And 3 Evenly Matched because again, good against combo, good against back row, just generically one of my favorite cards. That's it for the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I'll be showing off a combo video probably shortly after you guys see this video, so stay tuned for that. Thank you and hope you guys enjoyed the video.